Good morning, folks. Welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name's Paul Lavoie. Today we're going to be showing you the 2025 Freightliner M2 106 Plus with the Summit Hauler conversion. Before we actually get into the guts of this bad boy, I want to tell you a little reasons of why, if you're kind of on the fence of whether or not you would want to go with a Freightliner, or if you're trying to decide between a 4500 or a 5500 truck. There's a couple of different reasons. The power of those other models, the 4500, 5500s, yes, you can get the same power out of them, but longevity is really what you're kind of looking for in these things. You're basically going to be getting about 750,000 to 1 million plus miles with this guy, obviously with normal maintenance done to that. With those ones, you're probably only going to be getting about 300,000 miles out of them, and they are a little bit less expensive, don't get me wrong. But the cost of these will definitely outweigh the cost of, going through 3 of those versus just 1 of these in that time frame. Obviously, you're doing the normal maintenance on it, but also another huge factor is right over here is just these bad boys right here. This is your typical brake pad for your 3500, 4500, 5500s. Very, very small versus the brake pads of the Freightliners. Much more stopping distance right here. Stops you a lot faster. They both have air brakes, especially with this one. But just letting you know, everybody's trying to be safe out there. Don't get me wrong, but this, in my eyes, is absolutely safe. I even just had a recent encounter with a guest that actually just got in an accident with a Freightliner, and he was carrying, let's see, I think it was a 6-horse trailer. It ended up being they had an impact at a high speed. He said literally the only reason that he survived that was because of the Freightliner safety on it. Not to say that anything bad would have happened with the other ones. He mentioned to me that, hey, if I was in a normal truck, I probably wouldn't be here. So very, very safe trucks. But let's get started with it. Customized Summit Hauler grill up front. Summit Hauler there. Very, very nice customization. And then down below here, you've got your 3-piece patented bumper right here. If anything does happen that's light, it's very, very easy to change out. You just have to do the individual pieces, much less expensive as well. You also have your recovery hooks here if you need to help anybody out. And then your safety system right here. This is for the active lane assist and your front end crash alerts and everything like that. This hood is a compressed fiberglass. It's a very durable hood. In Colorado here, which is most of the United States as well, you get hail, you get big hail. It tends to dent the aluminum steel hoods. This is much more durable. And obviously it's going to make it so it's not exactly cheap to fix. But inside here we do have the Cummins L9 engine coupled with the Allison 3200 TRV transmission. It has 360 horsepower, 1,150 pound-feet of torque. And if you are mechanically inclined, you see it's very, very open in here, very, very easy to work on. You can see most of the stuff in here. So like you've got your fuel filter water separator here, you've got your power steering fluid up here, fuse box up there, easy change out, your dipstick right there. Air filter on the far side there with your coolant right there. So pretty easy to work on. I'm gonna shut this hood just to show you how easy it is. You did see me just raise it up, but it is very easy to raise up and put back down. You're just pushing it back down, but it is fighting you a little bit because it has the gas rings on there, right, pushing back. So it is a safety feature that's actually on there. If a gust of wind comes and you're actually under this trying to work, it's not going to just slam on you. Obviously, we're trying to be safe here. Very, very easy to actually hook it back up to. Bam, and we're done. Another nice feature here in the wheel well, you've got your hookups if your batteries ever die. There's the active leads right there, negative and positive, if you just want to get a quick jump. So right here we do have our Michelins. The tire size is 255/80 R22.5. Nice, very durable tire, but the very nice feature in here is, again, to be safe and also to balance the wheels a lot easier. The wheel balancers, you've got the ball bearings and that extra drum in there. Makes it so the longevity of the tire lasts a lot longer as well. On the sides here, we've got your engine block heater for those cold nights if you need to plug in. And then you've got your track system down here, a lot of surface area, so making it so if it's icy, wet, or anything like that, we're trying to be as safe as possible. Also right here, this is one of your two tanks right here. Very, very easy, it is lockable. So here's the tank right here, 50 gallons on this side, 50 gallons on the other side. And right here, we have our DEF tank. That is a 6-gallon DEF tank. You're roughly getting about 300 to 350 miles per gallon. Easy shut, locking, and then right up above here, you've got your side mirrors. Obviously, we want to be safe, know exactly what's around you, but they're breakaway too. So if you hit anything or if anybody hits you, they'll just break away. Pretty nice. They are powered and heated on the top one right here. We're going to take a look on the inside just right here, showing off the Summit hauler conversion. Just a nice leather, very, very comfortable seat. Very, very nice. And like I did mention, it is an air ride. So just up and down, really, really easy to handle. Here's your tilt feature, lumbar right here, and then you're heated right here. What comes with every Freightliner is your kill switch, which is right down in here. You're not a normal daily driver on this. This saves your battery, so just kill it off, turns off all the electronics. But one thing I do want to show you is up here is actually on the side, the window controls. So you see that there's only 2 switches in here, but you have 4 doors. Very, very easy to actually adjust this. This will act as all 4. You'll just need to hit the switch right here for the rear one so you can control everything if nobody's back there and they don't want to do it. But all the controls for that stuff is right there. As we're coming along back here, we're going to see the back. And you've got your lovely sofa there. It seats 3, but you could seat more, but obviously we're not being legal on that. But the greatest thing about this is the fact that it drops down to a bed. So if you need to catch some Z's, pull over to a rest stop or truck stop or anything like that, it goes all the way down into a bed, and DOT regulates that as a bed. Also, there is a lot of space back here, so if anybody is a larger person, they're very, very comfortable no matter what. Down right here, you do have, this is where your batteries are going to be for the actual truck. There's 2 of them in there, but very, very easy to access. There's 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Easy to change everything like that. Right here, we have got your trickle charger, 110. Easy to interchange, and if you need to charge something, or if you need to just want to top off your batteries, very, very easy to actually do right there. This is one of 2 this size storage bins, diamond plated, so it's very durable. Anything heavy duty can go in there. Like we've got our flares in here, a fire extinguisher, and the most important, you've got an air line in there. If you need to pump up anything, very, very easy to do. Or if you need to blow out the cab, once again, very easy to do. These are all lockable, and they do have weather stripping around them, but don't get me wrong, they're not completely weatherproof. You might get a little bit of water in there, so just be careful not to put anything in there that can actually get wet. They are lockable, like I was saying. We're gonna go down to the second one right here. Much smaller, maybe put some chains in there if you need that, or even road flares. Now we're gonna take a look up at the top of the bed right here. The entire bed, diamond plated. You do have your camera system right there. We do use a Voyager system right there. We hook up to 4 cameras that you have the capability of doing. Nice little system, and then you're interchangeable. I'll show you the screen on the inside. As you're dropping down below, there's 2 holes, pre-drilled holes right here that you can set up an exterior storage bin or anything that you want. Some people put a spare tire up here. It's really kind of customized however you would want. As you're coming down here, you're gonna see a track system, all diamond plated going down here. The track system is, you can tie anything down you'd like, 1,000-pound weight limit. Very, very nice. We do have the steel plate in here. You can hook up to whatever you'd like, 5th wheel, gooseneck, kind of customize it however you would like. I always recommend the Hensley Air Ride 5th wheel because you can make it so it is a 5th wheel and an actual gooseneck. Very, very nice though. And we're coming down here. This is your hookups for your 5th wheel and your bumper pull right here. And then your hookup right here for the Voyager system. One thing the Voyager system actually does offer right now, a wireless system, which is actually pretty cool. So you wouldn't actually need that if you wanted to, but some people, they have a large enough trailer where they're actually needing to hook up because the transmission is too far away. But you can get the enhancer on that if you'd like. Here's your bumper pull. You can completely customize this thing for height-wise. You have 4 different levels. If you have a lower bumper pull, you can drop it down a little bit more, or if you have a higher one, you can lift it up. And then you can change this ball. Right now you've got the 2 5/16 right here. You got the smaller one right down below, but you can interchange this however you'd like just by the little hooks on the side here. Very, very easy to do. We'll come around here, we'll see the other side of the truck. See the track system, and these are the other 2. Same size, same diamond plated. Very, very nice and always lockable. Right here is your other tank. It is self-leveling, so when you first get in there and let's say you've filled up both sides, it's not going to give you an accurate reading of saying that it's completely full, but you can just take a peek in there. It will show you that you're actually completely full. We'll take a look in the front here just so you can see your passenger space right there. Everybody rides comfortable. It is an air ride system. The entire cab is air ride, and of course you have the air brakes. Very nice. We're going to show you, before we hop up in the truck, I'm going to have my cameraman show you the back of the console. Showing you got some more connectivity, more power, a couple of 110s, and then some USB-A's. So go ahead and hop up in there. I'm gonna walk around here, hop in, and start showing you the guts of this. I'm gonna turn it on right now, but just always remember when you're doing this, key is going in here, turning it on, you're gonna hear 5 clicks, wait 5 seconds, makes it so that it's not gonna kick any codes. Turn it on, everything gets going. Got to make sure that the air is on so I don't heat out my cameraman, because it is starting to get a little bit toasty outside. So as you're seeing in here, if you have driven a Freightliner before, it's pretty self-explanatory. You got a lot of buttons up here, but you're going to see this is the controls for the actual screen right here, just showing off everything what's going on with the truck. You can just cycle through this. Right now you're on your speed, driving assist there, and everything about the truck, what's going on with it. RPMs right here to the left. You got your oil PSI. There's your fuel gauge. One key thing about this is you've got 2 dials here. One is for the fuel, the other is for the actual depth gauge. So you can see both and it tells you exactly where you're at. The right side, you've got your speed right here, your air PSI rating, and then your water temperature right there. On the right side of the steering wheel, we've got our cruise control, along with your Bluetooth hanging and answering phone calls. You've got your turn signals back on the left side, but this is a very important right here. This is where your transmission is. So you're going in a drive going up, reverse going down, and also you can go into a manual and automatic feature right here. This is also acting as your engine brake. Obviously very, very important for stopping power. You're doing a lot of mountain driving, make sure that you're utilizing that. And if you want to utilize the manual transmission, you can do that as well, all right here. Right here, you have got your controls for your, if you have an air brakes on your trailer, that would be this one right here. This is for the air on the actual truck. Right here, you've got your subwoofer controls. If you want a little bit more bass, controls right there. Or if you have electronic brakes for your trailer, right here, you can set your gain right there. All of your controls right here. Hazards, dome light, your footwell light, and your pre-trip light. Pre-trip is always a very important one for safety. For you and for everybody else. You're going to click this, you're going to hop out. It takes about a minute to get started, and once you do, it's going to show you all your indicator lights, make sure everything's working properly. Over here, these are optional switches. You can customize it however you like. Sometimes we have an extra light bar up front, just illuminating your way even more than what the headlights already do. Down below here, this is all your safety features. These first 3 buttons are buttons that are always on, like your active brake assist, your lane departure warning, and your traction control. Like I said, these are always on. These are the buttons to actually kick it off. This 4th button is a very, very important button. It's the shutdown override. So if you get a code of a check engine light and your engine is starting to bog you down and totally shut you down, but you're in the middle of a highway and you're trying to get off the road, you don't want that, obviously. So what you're going to do is kick that button, shutdown override, and so it's going to keep the engine going no matter what. So it can make it so that you can get off to the side of the road so everybody's safe. Next one's right here. These are for the rear air. So if you want the heat or the cold, obviously right here, and the fan speed's going to be right here just so I'm not heating up my cameraman back there. Down below there, locking differential for the rear, and then of course your suspension dump right there, just in case got a really low trailer, you need to drop it down even more. Right here, you've got connectivity for your actual screen right here, which we will see in just a second. You've got your USB-A and then your HDMI all coming up on the screen right there. It does have Apple and Android CarPlay, but you do need to be plugged in. Then your phone can come up here as well. We'll see the screen right here. Pretty easy to navigate through, even if you're not technically inclined. Technology inclined, sorry. But it's very, very easy to navigate through. There's your CarPlay, there's your Android Auto. If you want whatever you want, just go ahead and click on it, goes right to it, and you have your presets for radio right there if you're still using that. Up above here, you're going to see this is parts with the safety system that we went over on the front of it. It's the braking assist, so if anything is in front of you and you're not paying attention, it will shut you down all the way to 0 miles per hour. Obviously, we want you to be paying attention, but this is kind of a secondary and third safety features that they have. So up above here, this is your Voyager system, what I was talking about. So right now we do have the one camera tied to it. Very, very nice. But if you wanted to cycle through, if you have any other ones hooked up to it, you would just click this button right here. It would go to camera 2, camera 3, camera 4, and then you can split view it as well. 1 and 2, or 1, 2, and 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or if you just want one camera view, just like that. This does have an air horn. Very, very easy to use. And this secondary part right here is for your microphone. There is a microphone up in the middle, just so everybody can hear, but that one's just for your secondary use. We're gonna drop back down to the console right here. All of these right here are controls for the actual air for the front. Fan speed, there's the different zones, and then if you want it heated or cold, then you've got your max air right here. Very, very large right here in the middle console. 4 cup holders right here. Very, very easy to clean these. If it does happen to spill, just lift it out, give it a nice little clean. Pretty easy. And then you've got a very, very large storage bin just right here. Anything that needs to go in there, very, very large. But other than that, folks, I do appreciate you listening to me. Hopefully I didn't ramble about too much, but if you're interested in this truck or any other trucks we have on our website, please feel free to get a hold of me. My name is Paul Lavoie. You can get a hold of me at paul.lavoie@transwest.com or give me a call at 303-503-3305. Thanks, folks. Have a great day.